Hello, everyone, and welcome into WCBN coverage of Michigan softball. My name is Lucas Vargas, along with Akshay Luthra, his first time on a softball broadcast. Welcome in. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Lucas. It's great weather out here. Nice to be out here for my first game.
I have no doubt about your knowledge of the team. You've been on a couple of the East of the Rockies podcast episodes, and I know you're ready to go. So is this Michigan softball team, and so is this crowd. It is completely packed here at Alumni Field. It is a phenomenal day for some softball. I mean, I don't think it gets any better than this. We are broadcasting outside of the press box. In fact, that's how nice of a day it is. And, I mean, it just doesn't get better than this in April.
It really doesn't, especially with Ann Arbor. You know, it's any day could be like the middle of winter or the middle of summer. And, you know, we just got lucky. It's an absolutely perfect day. A bit of cloud, bit of breeze, a lot of sun, great weather. Best you could ask for.
With that said, both these teams are about ready to get going. It's going to be the Indiana Hoosiers against the Michigan Wolverines in Game 2 of the series. Michigan won last night by a score of 4-1. Indiana's a pretty solid team in the Big Ten, definitely one of the competitors to the Michigan Wolverines. Starting today on the mound for the Wolverines is going to be Alex Storako. For the Hoosiers, it's going to go Lambert, Jenkins, Baez, Norton, Radcliffe, Lacefield, Westmoreland, Galovich, and Hart. So first up is going to be center fielder number 24, Taylor Lambert, the sophomore for the Hoosiers. Came into the series batting .306 on the season. And Alex Storako, freshman pitcher, ready to get things going. First pitch is in for a strike. Storako doesn't always blow you away with his speed. A lot of spin on her pitches, but she is definitely talented and joins a very bright young pitching group for this Wolverines team. Her and Megan Bobian headline that duo. Storako pitch 2 goes in for a high ball, so the count lies at 1-1. Taylor Lambert, sophomore from Tucson, Arizona for the Hoosiers, steps back into the batter's box. Storako winds up, and that pitch is in for strike number 2. Count now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. First batter of the afternoon. As fans still continue to file in. And with a swing and a miss, that's going to be a strikeout. Storako sits down. Taylor Lambert, opening batter, heads back to the dugout for Indiana. Good start for the freshman.
What a beautiful start. I mean, that first pitch was just such a great start. You know, that perfect strike. Then she had that curve ball 3, and then that one, untouchable. Beautiful.
Really nice start by Storako, getting the go ahead here. And the first pitch to number 23, the right fielder, Gabby Jenkins, is going to be just a little bit outside for ball number 1. Jenkins, the junior from Indiana. It's the second batter that Alex Storako will face in this game. Storako goes a little bit high on this one, so now 2 balls and 0 strikes to Jenkins. Katie Alexander is going to jog out for a quick exchange of words with Alex Storako.
A bit early for that, isn't it?
Nothing too long, just a couple words of encouragement, maybe talk about what pitch they want to use to attack. Jenkins, one of the better hitters in this Indiana lineup at .324, played in and started all 39 games coming into this series. And now Storako finally gets a strike in there, so 2 balls and 1 strike after striking out the first batter, Taylor Lambert. Storako, for sure, no shortage of confidence from her. She is ready to pitch against the best. She'll go in for a low ball 3, so at 3 balls and 1 strike. Big pitch coming up. And now Storako winding up, and Jenkins makes contact with this one right to Canfield, though. Easy play made. Alex Subcheck at first base there, and out number 2 goes down. So 2 up, 2 down for Indiana. Indiana wearing all whites with the cursive print across the chest. Michigan in the all blues.
First bit of contact for Indiana. Not the best contact, right to the second baseman. Not exactly what you want.
Straka winds up and delivers pitch number 1 in for a strike to Annika Baez. This is going to be a right-handed hitter for the Hoosiers. Baez comes in, sophomore, at 241. So a little bit of a drop-off from the last two Hoosier hitters batting average-wise, and a big swing and a miss. Whole lot of nothing on that one. Baez now sits in an 0-2 hole. Another sophomore from Arizona for Indiana.
Baez taking her time on this one. Probably a good decision considering she missed by a good way on that second strike.
Steps out of the box, collects herself. Straka winds up, and that pitch is very close, but just inside for ball number 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning at Alumni Field. Beautiful day. The American flag is waving.
For you, if the American flag is waving, it's always a good day, isn't it?
Always a great day. Straka winds up and gets a swing and a miss. That's another strikeout. Big smile on her face. 2 strikeouts in that inning for Straka, and Michigan will get their chance now in the bottom of the first inning. Go through the Michigan lineup real fast. Pretty normal for those of you that follow along this team. Faith Canfield, Natalie Peters, Lexi Blair, Alex Subcheck, Mackenzie Nemitz, Madison Uden, Haley Hoganrod, Katie Alexander, and Natalia Rodriguez. It's a group that has really come out of an early season slump for the most part, and as a collective lineup, they are really seeing the ball well, really swinging the bat with confidence, and it's paid dividends for this Michigan team.
That top 4 in particular, very scary to just look at. Just the averages, 375, 326, 404 for Lexi Blair, absolutely ridiculous, and 386 for Alex Subject. It doesn't make sense how good they are, but they are.
Yeah, it's definitely been a pleasant development, really, ever since this team came back home. They've really, found themselves and become a complete team, both sides of the ball, if you will.
Yeah, undefeated since they've played their first game here at Alumni. And, they just seem like a different team. Something about being in Ann Arbor just makes a difference.
And so for Indiana, it's going to be Tara Trainer, a very solid pitcher in her own right. Comes in with a 1.75 ERA, 19-5 on the year. It is worth noting a couple of stats about Indiana this year. So Indiana comes in at 28-10. They've already
winning 11 now, I guess, after yesterday.
They already passed last year's win total, which was 26-30 last year. And the 28 wins so far are the most since 2016 season. So very strong start for Indiana softball as Faith Canfield, the opening batter for the Wolverines, takes strike 1 from Tara Trainer. The Trainer goes high for ball number 1, 1 ball, 1 strike, and you can really hear the Michigan dugout.
That is loud. Wow.
Very active voices. Along with a lot of fans here, Tara Trainer goes in, and just inside for ball number 2, Faith Canfield, a very patient hitter. Is not going to chase if she doesn't need to, and she's also one of the most feared batters in the Big Ten Conference.
Yeah, you don't have a 4.46 on base percentage without having good vision when you're at the plate.
And Trainer goes low into the dirt, doesn't even get to home plate before it bounces. 3-1 count now to Faith Canfield. I mean, so many pitchers are just scared to give Faith a solid pitch into the strike zone because of what she can do with it. And Trainer winding up and delivering, and Canfield makes contact with that one, takes 1 hop, and the throw is in time. Great play by the shortstop, Grayson Radcliffe, to collect it off. Kind of a unusual skip and then get the throw in time. So just beating out Canfield to the base, and Indiana gets out number 1.
Yeah, interesting bounce. Radcliffe did a good job of kind of cradling it to her body because she didn't get a great catch, but was able to transfer well, get the throw, get it just in time to get Canfield out at first.
So Tara Trainer now looks across at number 11. This is going to be Natalie Peters, slap hitter for Michigan, who makes contact. It goes foul. I hit the bottom of the bat and went straight in the dirt.
I love that, though. Peters probably heard the big yellow foul. She still ran all the way to first, touched the base, then decided it was her time to come back.
You got to run out every contact. They teach you that from a young age.
Some of these pros would be good to relearn that maybe.
The pair of seniors at the top of the lineup for Michigan, Natalie Peters being the second of them. And she'll pass on second pitch for strike number 2. So 0 balls, 2 strikes now for the slap hitter from San Diego, California. So now Peters steps right in the box. Trainer looks across, winding up and delivering, and contact is made, but it's going to pop. Once again, foul. One of the ushers in the stands ducked out of the way. So that one went quite high over the netting that protects each of the foul lines.
Yeah, I don't think she's used to balls coming in her direction, so she ducked very quickly on that one.
Kind of over there by the Indiana fan section. Very visible cream and crimson over there. And Peters, once again, almost to the exact same spot.
Except it hit the net this time.
Did hit the net. So Natalie Peters fouled off a couple pitches here on Tara Trainer, keeping the at-bat alive. As mentioned, Natalie Peters comes in with a .326 batting average for Michigan.
Hutch gave her a little bit of advice on the contact while she was waiting there.
Oh, yeah. Hutch is always going to coach him up. And Trainer goes just outside for ball number 1.
Ooh, I think a lot of the Indiana faithful thought that was strike 3.
Very close call once again. But Trainer, one of the better pitchers in this conference, will wind up and go high. So now a 2-2 count.
Good job holding off there. She looked like she wanted to swing, held back, got a ball. Extend the at-bat.
Tara Trainer is a senior and was named last month as one of the 30 candidates nationwide for the Senior Class Award. Very prestigious award. And Peters does make contact on the bat with this one and is able to run out the throw to first. Really trying to make the shortstop Radcliffe work. Unable to get there in time, and Peters runs out the throw.
A bit of a dribbler, kind of right between third base and shortstop. Shortstop had to run in, and with those wheels, it was an easy run out to first for Peters.
Yeah, Peters also slap hitting, gives you kind of that running start. So Wolverines have their first base runner of the afternoon with 1 out, and now it's going to be Lexi Blair, who actually you mentioned earlier at 404 on the season, locked in. The Trainer goes right into the strike zone on the first pitch of this at-bat, strike 1. Lexi Blair, the freshman from Winter Garden, Florida. It's an outstanding freshman talent, one of those players that you can really build the lineup around in the future, especially. She'll take ball 1 of the at-bat.
Threatened bunt there for a little bit. Kind of surprising considering the tear she's been in recently.
We'll see how they elect to attack Tara Trainer. As Trainer goes low, Peters did look like she threatened to steal, but good play by catcher Bella Norton for the Hoosiers to really fend that off. He's not going to have any of it.
Good decision to head back. She would have been caught with ease.
Second base is kind of left open if you can get a good jump on it. And now a low ball, so 3 balls and 1 strike to Lexi Blair. Third Wolverine batter of the afternoon.
Look out for Peters on this one.
And Trainer winds up, and Blair makes contact. Peters is going to run, jump over the ball, and she'll be safe at second. Lexi Blair unable to run out the throw to first. She will be out, but the Wolverines now have a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first inning with 2 outs.
And their best home run hitter and their best on-base player coming up as well.
Yeah, Alex Subcheck, certainly a topic of discussion that we've had in recent podcasts and especially game broadcast. She has just been outstanding. We'll see if she can keep that going here this afternoon as she takes strike 1 on the outside of the plate. Alex Subcheck certainly been a phenomenal breakout player for the Wolverines this year. Filled that first base spot very nicely for Tara Blanco and been a mainstay in the lineup. And a big swing and a miss. She was going for it right there. Bat raked the dirt. Strike 2, 0 balls, 2 strikes. Natalie Peters on second base with 2 outs.
The best swing after you see that ball land in the dirt. maybe could have had better vision there.
And Subcheck will take this one for a high ball. Norton had to jump up to get it. Peters is kind of threatening a little bit towards third base. Norton certainly seems on top of it for the most part. His trainer winds up and outside the plate. Another close call, but 2 balls and 2 strikes now for Subcheck. 2 straight balls to her.
Wow, that was courageous to take. That seemed like it'd be too close to take. Many people in the stadium thought that was strike 3.
And trainer winds up. Big swing by Subcheck. Goes up foul behind the stands.
Oh, one of the ticket people just freaked out. That almost hit him in the head.
Gotta keep your head on a swivel at all times at the diamond. And trainer winding up, and another
that went straight
big
up.
Swing straight up on the foul tip, and it's going to be the third baseman, number 22, Katie Lacefield, for the Hoosiers coming in to get it, even though it was in foul territory. So that will end the inning. 0-0 score here. Wolverines get 1 on base, but unable to do anything with it. And we'll head to the second inning.
That went so high, Peters almost actually ran all the way home by the time it landed in her glove.
So 2 teams that certainly are expected to be among the best in the Big Ten here. Yesterday, the score was 4-1 in favor of the Michigan Wolverines. Michigan came off a 24-3 win against the Toledo Rockets. The game was on Wednesday, and I mean, that was just incredible to watch. Alex Strain and I were broadcasting that game, and to watch a team put up 19 runs in 2 innings was just something that I didn't think was really possible. And Michigan did it on 12 hits. They had 13 walks in that game. Took quite a while to play that one, but you got to see the entire lineup play, the entire roster play, and that was probably Michigan's last easy game until next season, probably.
To have more walks than hits in a high-scoring game like that tells the entire story of the game itself. You almost don't need to say anything when you just say 13 walks, 12 hits. You don't even need to say what the final score was at that point.
No, you don't. As Alex Storako back out on the mound for inning number 2, did a great job in the first inning, getting 3 up and 3 down, including 2 strikeouts. It's going to be the catcher, Bella Norton, up to bat now for Indiana. And Norton's going to take a high ball one from Storako. It's a very beautiful day. There are some clouds in the sky, but none of them are threatening, really.
They're almost the nice clouds, the one that give you a little bit of relief from the sun.
A little bit of shade breaks some of that up. And Norton, big swing. This one's going to go high and
Going to be close to the net.
go foul. Man, there's been high arcing foul balls in this one
I
already.
think the cameraman had to duck out of that one. These balls are aiming for the people today.
Well, they have the protective netting up and down the first and third base lines in their basically entirety here at this stadium. But if it goes that high, someone could be in danger. And Norton, a big swing and gets the spin on the ball going backwards. So foul ball.
Even that one went high up on the net. That looked like it just went straight backwards, and it was so close to the top of the net.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes now for Bella Norton, the junior catcher. And Storako will look across, wind up, and deliver. And Norton just kind of taps that one like she's playing Pepper.
I am actually partial to Bella Norton myself. The reason being her hometown is McLean, Virginia. Do you know where I'm from, Lucas?
That's where you're from?
McLean, Virginia, buddy.
Wow. How about that?
Yeah. Big fan of hers. She might have gone to my high school. She might have gone to my rival high school. I don't know. I need to figure that out.
Take a look at the roster there. Alex Storako pitching. It's going to be 2 balls now, 2 strikes. So Norton keeps the at-bat alive. So now Storako winding up, delivering, and a big swing and a miss. Bella Norton goes down swinging. 3rd strikeout of the afternoon for Alex Storako. She is looking mighty fine so far today. believe that's the third swing and miss strikeout as well.
Just for confirmation, Bella Norton did go to my rival high school, so I am actually now very happy she struck out.
Next up to bat is going to be Grayson Radcliffe. I believe another Virginia girl.
Yes, Rockville, Virginia. That's Rockville, Maryland is the more popular one. No one really knows about Rockville, Virginia, but it exists too.
Radcliffe had a nice play defensively in the first inning. She took a high ball on the first pitch from Storako, also a sophomore for the Hoosiers. And Storako just kind of drifts this one in, very off speed, and goes down for strike number one. 1 ball, 1 strike. So we saw Storako pitch on Wednesday as well against Toledo. Obviously, very different competition here today. She's looked good to start. She goes high for ball 2 on this pitch.
Yeah, she had almost a perfect pitching outing against Toledo.
Yeah, they left her in for 3 innings, and she took care of business. She's off to another good start here today. Very similar. So Storako winding up, and big swing and a big foul lift.
Ooh.
Very dangerous drop. Almost hit somebody.
Oh, my God. That was close to hitting her. She moved her head out of the way at the last second. Otherwise, that was right on her head.
Oh, and as we mentioned, these stands are packed today. Not a lot of room to dodge and evade foul balls if you're not watching. So Storako goes high now. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Grayson Radcliffe. And we'll see what the next pitch yields.
Near misses in the stands or runs today? Which one's going to be more?
We'll see.
We've already had 4 near misses.
So Storako winds up, and another swing and a miss. Grayson Radcliffe heads back to the dugout. Alex Storako in her bag today. 4 strikeouts on swing and misses. Just sensational stuff.
Very pretty final pitch. Great breaking ball. Good heads-up awareness by Alexander, making sure to tag the batter just in case.
Yeah, really digging into that off-speed arsenal that she has. Radcliffe swung on a whole lot of nothing. As pitch goes in, it's a check swing. The third base ump is going to wave it off. No good. This is Katie Lacefield, junior from Illinois. Katie Lacefield, the third baseman for the Indiana Hoosiers, the left-handed batter. Storako will wind up, deliver. This is a little bit high, so 2 balls now to start this at-bat off. 6th batter of the game for the Hoosiers. Storako checks the wristband. The Indiana dugout now is getting boisterous. Storako whirls one in. That is a sharp strike.
Probably the first positive count Indiana's had all day, which is why they have a reason to get boisterous finally.
Storako's done a good job managing the pitch count very nicely. And she winds up and delivers off-speed stuff. It's going to go for ball 3. Close call there, but 3-1 now for Katie Lacefield.
They called that the hitter's count.
She's got a lot of options. She likes to pitch. So Storako winds up and goes a little low, so this will be the first base runner of the game for Indiana as Lacefield gets walked. And now there's going to be a quick coaching conference at the mound with Storako, just to talk about maybe a couple mechanics things, but not much of a concern right now. Storako, Alexander in there. So this is the first Indiana base runner of the game, and it is worth noting that Indiana came into this series with 97 stolen bases this season. That's a ridiculous amount, and it's almost double of anybody else in the Big Ten. Ohio State has 48 stolen bases on the year. 97 steals. It's 3rd in the country right now, and they still got quite a few games left to play. So it's a team that likes to take their chances on the base paths, and for the most part so far, it's really paying off this year.
That is a big number. It's closing on triple digits. And as you mentioned it, she almost went.
Well, Maddie Westmoreland now up to bat for Indiana, gets a swing and a miss for strike one. But yes, Katie Lacefield almost in a track stance at first base.
Paige Chitwood. I believe they have a pinch runner.
Okay, you're right. My mistake on that one.
And look out, ticketers.
Yeah, Chitwood almost in a 3-point track stance at first base, like using the first base as the running blocks on a 100-meter dash, as she is certainly getting ready to run if the opportunity presents itself with Maddie Westmoreland at the plate. And Westmoreland goes down, swing and a miss for out number 3. Another strikeout for Stracco, make that 5 on the afternoon. I mean,
wow.
Stracco's locked in right now.
She very much is. Even that the one walk she gave, one of those pitches very, very close. You know, it was just very good vision by Lacefield. You can't really do much about that. But every single batter, it seems like she gets on in a good count for the pitcher and takes care of business.
And where we are sitting outside, you mentioned we are broadcasting from outside today instead of where we usually are inside the press box, and I couldn't be happier to be broadcasting outside today. I mean, it's too nice of a day to be inside. The fans, kind of where we are, actually have like a little strikeout counter. They take the strikeout signs that they hand out for fun, and every time the pitcher throws a strikeout, they clothespin one right here on the little fence. So
I was wondering what that was, but yeah, that's a very good catch there.
Nice little touch here from the home fans.
A little more explanation on the McLean-Langley rivalry. I went to Langley.
Go ahead and explain it.
If there's a Michigan-Ohio State in high school, it was McLean-Langley. Langley was better at everything: academics, athletics.
Well, then maybe it's not the same as Michigan-Ohio State. Then.
Well, true. I guess Ohio State is a little bit better than us in some of the bigger sports, but there's been a couple battles going down at the McDonald's. There's a McDonald's in McLean. Cops have been called there twice in the past 5 years for a fight after either the big football game or the big basketball game. So there's no love lost between those two schools.
Kids will be kids. And we're back here for the bottom of the second inning as Tara Trainer pitches to Mackenzie Nemitz. Big pop-up, and the play is made by the shortstop, Grayson Radcliffe. Easy out on the first pitch of the bottom of the second inning.
First pitch swinging for Nemitz did not work out.
Good contact, but didn't get enough on it, and it really just shot straight up. So now it's going to be Madison Uden. Madison Uden came into this series now at 259 on the year, which is very nice for her, really becoming more of herself as the year goes on. And she's going to pass on the first pitch, take ball 1. Madison Uden Jr. from Glendale, Arizona, was really expected to be a big part of the offense. Started the year in a slump, but has really come on as of late, and she's becoming the threat that we knew she could be. The shill foul tip this one back into the netting behind home plate. 1-1 the count now.
Yeah, like we talked about in the podcast, this will be Uden's first series against Indiana, not facing her sister. We'll see if she can have the same type of impact without that sisterly rivalry to keep that adrenaline pumping.
Trainer's pitch is going to go low for ball number 2, so now 2 balls and 1 strike. Tara Trainer, as we mentioned, one of the better pitchers in this conference. 19-5 record, 1.75 ERA. And she'll toss in strike number 2, so 2 balls now, 2 strikes to Madison Uden. After Nemitz went down for out number 1. Trainer winding up and delivering, goes low, full count now to Uden, left-handed batter.
Just the way that strike 2 pitch went in, the way the catcher caught it, I did not think that was going to be a strike. I guess it caught the outside corner according to the umpire's eye. I don't know.
It's part of the job of the catcher. Got to frame it, and Trainer throws into Uden. Uden, it was in foul territory, but a good play by Katie Lacefield to collect the out. As Uden will head back to the dugout, so Tara Trainer making quick work here.
Good sequence of play for Lacefield.
Bottom of the second inning. Next up is going to be Haley Hoganrod. Comes in batting 256, another junior in the Michigan lineup. She'll take her stance, and trainer will throw in for a ball. Goes a little too far inside.
The Indiana catcher had some words for the umpire after that ball.
That was one I thought was a strike.
I definitely thought it was a strike from our vantage point.
See, we also are a little bit off as far as our view goes towards the side of the action here, but foul tip will equalize the count at 1-1.
That one went literally straight back. They always say if it goes straight back, that means it was that close to being in the sweet spot.
Still only one hit on the afternoon here as we're 2 outs into the bottom of the second inning. And a big swing and a miss for Haley Hoganrod. And she'll now fall behind in the count 1-2.
Yeah, even that hit was nothing to speak about. It was a little dribbler. We talked about this series and how it would be a pitching battle. That is definitely being true today.
Yeah, let's see. One of Indiana's best up on the mound right now, Tara Trainer, making things difficult. And this ball goes high, so 2-2 count now. So Hoganrod will step back into the box, take her stance. Trainer will wind up, and Hoganrod makes contact on it, and a very athletic snag by Grayson Radcliffe. She has certainly been doing her job today. Several good defensive plays, and that is the best of the afternoon so far for her. Goes up and snags it like a NFL receiver. What a catch.
Straight off the bat, I was like, okay, that's a base hit to center field. Good job. But no, she saw it right off the bat, took a few steps back, and just went up. Didn't try and catch it. Didn't try and catch up to it, I should say. She went for the catch, cut it off in its path. Fantastic snag.
Now, Akshay, today I mentioned that I was very happy to be broadcasting from outside here at Alumni Field because of how nice it is outside. But I'll tell you where it's not nice outside, and that's by campus.
Yeah, it isn't the cleanest air on campus, let's say.
Yeah, if you are going around Central Campus, I would strongly advise holding your breath or just not going. Yeah, very contaminated air today. Result of
contaminated air, some people you'll never see on a regular basis.
Yes.
Some smells that aren't fantastic.
We're happy to be here at Alumni Field instead, though. Great softball, full crowd. Baseball is across the way against the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Minnesota defeated Michigan in baseball yesterday. Minnesota, a very good team as well. I see if Wolverines can respond to this game going on simultaneously right now.
Minnesota in the diamond. Something about that goes together. They're a good softball team, good baseball team.
Yeah, they used to be a powerhouse at those sports, really. Baseball especially, back in the day. You wouldn't think it, but. Stracco back out now. And her first pitch, big swing and a miss. Sarah Galovich from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Massive swing by Galovich. She was trying to send that straight to the baseball field.
Stracco's been doing a good job here against a decent Indiana team. And Galovich really gets a hold of this pitch, though. I don't think it has a distance on it, and the play will be made in center field by Natalie Peters out near the warning track, but that was the first very solid contact that Indiana has made on a pitch all afternoon. Big hit by Galovich, but not far enough.
Absolutely fantastic contact. Right off the bat, it was a little scary, and then it kind of kept going up rather than far. Landed just short of the warning track in center field.
And so that will be the first out of the top of the third as T.D. Hart now out to bat for Indiana, freshman from that's New Palestine, Indiana.
Did not know that existed.
And she'll take a ball on first pitch to left-handed infielder. Left fielder, my bad. And this is Stracco's off-speed pitch, and that's going to drift right over the plate for strike number one. She really does a good job of mixing that in there and catching people off guard. Hart definitely was not expecting that one to come.
She caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that either.
It's kind of plays your eye a little bit with how slow it really goes in there. She gets her again on a swinging strike. So Stracco.
That one she added a little bit more speed. It was actually the same type of pitch, but a little bit more speed. So she saw that, Hart did, thought it was a faster delivery. It wasn't. Broke again. Strike.
She gets so much spin on it, Storako does, and this pitch goes in. Good job trying to frame it by Alexander, but not good enough.
I thought the frame job would have done it. It was close. The frame made it even closer, obviously. Just not close enough.
2 balls and 2 strikes now for Hart. Storako lines up, delivers, and a foul pop-up. It's going to go right over the Indiana dugout, the concrete roof.
That is our 6th near miss of the day in the stands.
Been some dangerous ones. So the 2-2 count remains. Storako thinks about how she wants to attack. She'll wind up, and that's another swing and miss. And the catch was not made by Alexander, but she collects it and throws it to first. So the out will go down. 2 outs now.
Not the best awareness by Hart. Maybe if she had taken off running, it would have been better. She realized a little late that it wasn't caught, but in the end, got it at first base, and the 6th clip is on this fence now.
Another strikeout. Counter goes up on the board. They're doing their job here. Storako whirls one in. They're going to call the check swing for a strike, so strike 1 on Taylor Lambert as we have reset the Indiana lineup.
Yeah, Lambert, a bit of a dead giveaway, kind of slumped her shoulders after she wasn't able to hold off on that swing. Easy decision for the home plate umpire. Didn't even need to check with third base.
So Lambert back up for her second go-around. And she'll take ball 1 of the at-bat. So 1 ball, 1 strike now for Lambert. Lambert struck out in the first inning. One of the strikeout counters right in front of us. And Storako winds up and delivers and gets the low part of the strike zone. Great job framing by Katie Alexander. Outstanding catcher she is. Strike 2.
Bit of a late call by the umpire. Made us all wonder, was it a strike? Was it a ball? And then that fist went up. Strike 2.
Hey, there was one official a couple weeks ago on a game I was doing. I think it was against Nebraska. And that official really took his time with the strike calls. Really took his time. Not the case here today, though.
Just want to bring up the drama a little bit.
As ball 2 goes down, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 3rd inning. Taylor Lambert, the 306 batter for IU. Swings and misses. 2nd strikeout for her. And another one's going up on this fence.
It is on its way right now as we speak. Number 7 on the day.
7 strikeouts and 9 outs for Alex Storako. I mean, the fielder's getting bored out there.
Bit of no-hit softball going on for Indiana through 3. That's the best you can ask for.
Yep, Storako has given up 1 walk, but that's about it so far. Done a phenomenal job today. We do want to just take this moment to really shout out the Michigan fans, and especially the Michigan fans that tune into WCBN coverage of Michigan athletics. Once again, my name is Lucas Vargas along with Akshay Luthra. He's done a phenomenal job so far in his first softball game, but the fans, especially the ones that really, listen to our content, read our content, we really appreciate it, and you guys keep us going and really make our work feel valued, and we really appreciate that, especially when you guys reach out to us, do social media, say hi in person, whatever it may be. We do it for you guys, and we wouldn't be here without the fan support. So we really want to take this moment to say thank you as we head into the bottom of the 3rd inning of a 0-0 softball game here.
Yeah, that was really cool just to meet people that we're big WCBN fans. We listen to it all the time. That's what we do this for. We do it for the fans. As much as we enjoy doing it, the fans are the number one, and to hear people that truly appreciate it, it's what you do this for.
So we're back to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Due up for Michigan, it's going to be Katie Alexander, Natalia Rodriguez, and then we'll reset the lineup with Faith Canfield. Tara Trainer's been doing a nice job as well when you talk about Alex Stracco, but Trainer's been good so far through her 2 innings.
Yeah,
only giving up 1 hit.
And that hit was an infield dribbler, too. Nothing to speak too highly about either. So very, very good job by Trainer.
So Alexander's going to take a low ball one. Alexander, the lowest batter in Michigan's lineup at 203, but certainly more capable than that. She can go off at any moment, and she is a defensive rock behind home plate.
Yeah, definitely been waiting for her to go off for a little bit this season. 203, not what you're looking for, especially when you look at that top of the order where everyone's above 350, it seems like.
She's going to stick with it, and she's not going to let it phase her as she takes ball number 2. So 2 balls, no strikes now to Alexander. And another inside pitch, so 3 balls, 0 strikes. Katie Alexander, very veteran player. She's going to let the game come to her.
Yeah, her on-base percentage is much higher than her batting average, so she's definitely got that vision that you look for.
And she will take the 3-0 strike, so 3-1 now.
Yeah, it'll be very surprising to see any Michigan batter ever swing on a 3-0 pitch with Hutch as coach.
Unless it's really right there for the taking, and Trainer knew it, threw it in there for strike. As Trainer goes low, so Alexander will trot over to first base on the walk.
Very good vision there by Alexander. Hung back on every single pitch. 4 of them were not in the zone. Worked out really well. When 4 of them aren't in the zone, you're going to get a walk.
Now the Indiana infield will come together real quick around the pitcher circle. I wouldn't expect Indiana to pull out Trainer anytime soon.
No, I don't even think they talked to Trainer on that one. That was just purely an infield discussion. It's like first and third moving very far in on this infield.
And so Grace Shellman is going to pinch run for Katie Alexander, freshman at first base, and then Natalia Rodriguez will be the next batter up. Shellman a lot smaller and a lot faster than Katie Alexander. So put some speed on the base pass.
Oh, perfect bunt.
And puts the ball in play and runs it out. Great job by Natalia Rodriguez.
That dropped and died. It did not move as soon as that bunt hit the ground. Rodriguez took off. She knew exactly that she got it perfect. And like you said, she's a slapper. She gets a bit of a running start. Just beats that throw out.
So Shellman runs to second, but Rodriguez with the speed too. So 2 very, very quick players now on the base pass for Michigan with no outs. And the lineup resets. Faith Canfield now up. So Indiana's in a little bit of a tough situation here. Let's see if Michigan can capitalize at all as Trainer goes in for strike number 1. So Tara Trainer, the senior pitcher for the Hoosiers, really going to have to dig deep and get some outs here as she faces the teeth of the Michigan lineup.
The massive Go Blue chant goes around the stadium. They can feel it.
And Faith Canfield, big swing, but big foul tip instead.
Couldn't make the catch, unfortunately, so that'll be the 7th near miss of the day.
So now 2 strikes for Faith Canfield. She took 1 and then fouled 1. And Trainer will deliver, as so will Faith Canfield. Big swing into the gap in center field. And Shellman from second will score. Rodriguez to second. Faith Canfield with the RBI single. And that's going to put Michigan's first run on the board today.
Perfectly up the middle. Basically the best contact of the day for sure. And then the center fielder running in, put under pressure by the fast running of Shellman. It couldn't hold on to it properly. It ended up being an easy RBI for Faith Canfield.
Canfield able to split the gap between the shortstop and second baseman for the Hoosiers. 1 bouncer into the center field grass. And that will put Michigan in front now, 1-0, as Natalie Peters now up to bat. So, Tara Trainer's really going to have to deal with some good batters now. And Peters, big swing and a miss.
She was looking to make it 4-0 on that swing.
She wanted the fence for that one. Whole lot of nothing, though. Good pitch by Tara Trainer to force the whiff. And now Peters will bunt one down, and that will advance the runners. Peters almost able to run it out, but not quite in time as Trainer collected the bunt and threw it over to first baseman Annika Baez. But now with one out, Michigan has runners on third and second base, and Rodriguez very fast at third too. So, any sort of sacrifice fly or
Well, not a sac fly because it's only one out. You're right. Yeah, sac fly.
any sort of sac fly or play into the field should be able to score.
In such a long inning, I thought there had to have been 2 outs already.
So Blair's going to let ball one go high. And then Faith Canfield on second base, not a bad base runner in her own right, but Rodriguez really a threat to score here from third.
Yeah, the issue with that bunt was Rodriguez hit it and it died. Peters hit it and it kept dribbling forward, and pretty easy take for the pitcher.
And Blair's going to take strike one, no swing. 1-1 now for Lexi Blair, a very talented freshman from Florida. Blair's average now at 400. And swing and a miss. Don't think she was fully committed to that swing, but she went anyways. And strike two as a result. So Trainer has a chance for a big strikeout here, one that she desperately needs.
Yeah, strikeout would be huge at this point in the inning with runners on second and
damage.
third.
And Trainer winding up. And Blair hits it. And the stumble out in left field. The play is made, though. Rodriguez able to run home. Like we said, all that Michigan needed was a sac fly, and that's what they got. The play was made in left field by T.D. Hart.
A little scary there for a second. That ball went in the air, and Hart hit the ground, but able to get out for cover, get it in the glove, full stretched arm.
So with that said, Michigan now takes a 2-0 lead.
As Hail to the Victors plays in the stadium.
So now 2 outs for Michigan, but Alex Subcheck, one of the hottest hitters in the Big Ten, if not the country, at the plate now.
Hutch and her having a long conversation right before she gets in the box.
It's Faith Canfield, at second base for Michigan. So Tara Trainer winds up, delivers inside for ball number one. Be interested to see what kind of pitches they really throw at Alex Subcheck here. She's so locked in at the plate in recent games. The Trainer winds up and goes low again. So 2 balls now, 0 strikes. Can't imagine they give her anything very hittable here in this situation.
No, you can't do that, especially not with a runner in scoring position, not with 2 outs, not when you've already allowed 2 runs. That's just a bad idea.
So the coach is coming out now on how they want to attack the rest of this at-bat. The conference among the infielders and a conference between Norton, Trainer, and another of the IU coaches. I'm going to take this moment to say that I think the IU uniforms are very sharp.
I actually was just thinking that. I really like their uniforms.
It's all white with the cursive Indiana across the chest and a red stripe down the pants.
The all white with just the splash of red. It's just perfect.
It's clean. And Trainer, I like the look Trainer's got, especially she's got the long white socks and the long white sleeves.
Indiana was actually my second choice before I got into Michigan, quite frankly. So
the Trainer winds up and I think they called a foul tip, I think.
I think they're saying she leaned into it based on that motion the umpire just made. Hutch disagrees.
Yeah, you're right. So Subcheck felt the contact from the pitch, but the umpire says she leaned into it. So
bit of a wry smile on Hutch's face.
3 balls now, no strikes to Alex Subcheck. They haven't given her anything hittable here. And I think Subcheck was quite ready for that pitch, but it gets into the low half of the strike zone. So first strike now to Subcheck.
Subcheck was very close to throwing away her bat and walking over to first before that strike got called.
And now Subcheck gets contact deep into right field, and the play is made to conclude the 3rd inning. Subcheck would like that one back, I think, based on her reaction.
That was very clean contact. It was in foul territory eventually, but off the bat, that looked kind of pretty.
So Michigan exits the third inning leading by a score of 2-0. Finally getting on the board. It's worth noting some other of the athletic events going on in Ann Arbor today. The football team is having an open practice, I think around this time. Next week is going to be the football team spring game. And also going on tonight is the NCAA Gymnastics Regional Final. I was at the regional yesterday cheering on Michigan.
How did we do?
So the way it works is there's 9 teams that are invited to the regional.
Yep.
So on Thursday there was like a play-in between Illinois and Central Michigan, and Illinois advanced. And then there were 2 4-team kind of like, I guess, semifinals, if you will.
Yeah.
And the top 2 from each of those advanced. So Michigan is moving on to tonight's regional final round.
Perfect.
Along with UCLA, Alabama, and Nebraska.
Ooh, that's a scary lineup.
Very good collection of teams here in Ann Arbor. The top 2 will advance to the national championships, which are in Fort Worth, Texas, I believe April 19th and 20th. So see how the Wolverines do tonight. I'll be there as well.
That's very scary. UCLA, just historically good this year. #1 team forever. They got Olympians on that team.
A very, very outstanding program for the Bruins, but I'll be there to watch, see what happens.
I might join you. That sounds like a good time.
And Storako with a big pitch, big swing and a miss. Gabby Jenkins, the junior.
Storako's locked in today.
Yeah, Storako is really flashing her abilities on a Big Ten stage, no doubt. And so Storako winds up, and a bunt attempt is no good. It goes rather high up, in fact, for strike 2 now to Gabby Jenkins.
I guess if we're not getting any good contact on Storako, why not try the bunt? It worked for 2 Michigan batters already.
And so Storako winding up and delivering. Goes outside for ball number 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes now.
Gabby's popular in that dugout, apparently. You can hear those chants of Gabby, Gabby, Gabby coming from the Indiana dugout.
Say the girls on the softball team's very, very encouraging to their teammates.
It's definitely a team sport, and you feel that when you come to the softball field.
And Jenkins makes contact with this one right to Canfield, and easy toss to Subcheck. I believe that's very similar to how her first at-bat went.
Yeah, almost exactly how her first at-bat went. Same that happened with Lambert as well. She struck out in her first at-bat and her second at-bat.
So a little deja vu here. So we are in the second round for each of the lineups. 1 out now for the Hoosiers. And Storako winds up and delivers a low strike, actually, to Annika Baez.
I thought it was a ball as well. I was ready for it, and then I saw the fist go up.
All right, well, said we are kind of at the side angle of home plate. So, we don't have necessarily the best view on it, but the umpire is the one that makes the call. And Storako goes high for ball number 1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike to Baez, sophomore from Arizona.
Yeah, some sun finally making a reappearance that had disappeared for a little bit. A lot of Michigan players with a visor, one of them with the sunglasses on their head. I don't know how helpful that will be if the sun comes in their eyes.
And a big rip by Baez, but just lands on the wrong side of the foul line. A laser shot right by Uden at third.
Michigan are very lucky that was just foul. That was a perfect bullet going straight to the corner. It would have been an easy 2, maybe a sneaking in for 3.
I think 2 bases likely would have been the result of that one, but nonetheless, it's going to be a 1 ball and 2 strike count now for Annika Baez. As Storako winds up and gets a strikeout. Not swinging this time, but she watched it go by, and she will head back to the dugout. And I believe Baez also. That should be her second strikeout.
I believe so as well, yeah.
Storako keeping things consistent here, I guess.
The umpire really enjoyed making that call. That's the most emphatic I've seen the umpire make that call. That's strike 3.
Show-stopping from the umpire, as Coach Letterman would say. And Stracco goes low in the dirt.
Should we check and see what Norton did just to make sure the same thing doesn't happen again?
Alexander goes to talk to Stracco, and Norton also struck out in her first at-bat. Stracco now up to 8 strikeouts through 3.2 innings pitched. She has allowed 1 walk in this game. And she has thrown 54 pitches. Her ERA stands currently at 2.02. And this pitch will go inside for ball number 2. 2 balls, 0 strikes.
I always love when the catcher has a conversation with the umpire because they don't look at the umpire at all. Because that's considered showing them up. So they got to look to the side and not look at the umpire.
Like talking out the side of your mouth. And big foul.
And it'll be near miss number 8 on the day.
Big foul shot is... These foul balls have gone sky high today. I mean,
it looks like they're intentionally missing the net. I think they're trying to make sure the crowd's paying attention.
There's some high arcing foul balls. Stracco will look across at Norton and go low. 3 balls, 1 strike now. Stracco hasn't been behind the count very much today, but this is going to be one of those times.
Yeah, the first time she went behind in the count 3-1, that was her only walk, actually. So it'll be interesting to see what she can do here.
So Stracco throws her off-speed pitch, but goes outside. So walk number 2 of the afternoon. Bella Norton stays patient. And with 2 outs, the Hoosiers get 1 on base. The second base runner of the game via the walk.
Norton almost looked like she was waiting for the strike to be called. Like she couldn't believe that it actually was a walk. But it was a walk. My McLean girl, unfortunately gets on base. And they'll switch her out for a pinch runner instantly.
Yes. Indiana, part of the reason they are so good at stealing bases is because of their pinch running abilities. You saw the first time they got someone on base. They subbed in with Paige Chitwood, and Chitwood almost was lining up in a 3-point track stance. We'll see if number 8 now, Michaela Ferrari. I mean, you got to be fast for the last name like that.
That is my favorite last name of anyone on either roster.
You got to be fast for the last name, Ferrari. She's not. Oh, there she goes. Into the 3-point track stance. Hand back and everything. I mean, these girls are taught how to run, I guess.
Wait, did that hit the...
A weird situation here where...
I believe it hit the batter, and again, the umpire is calling that she leaned into it.
Yeah, that was a strange situation where it almost looked like Ferrari was going to get caught in a pickle because everybody just kind of stopped, which tends to happen when the umpire throws her hands up.
Yeah, Ferrari tried to just sneak over to second, hope nobody noticed. The umpire sent her back to first just now. Indiana coach having a long discussion with the umpire.
Yes. So Grayson Radcliffe is the Hoosier batter right now. Going to go out there and talk to Stracco real fast.
Strange situation. 2 batters hit, neither of them given first base.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Definitely never seen that before.
So this year, the Big Ten softball tournament will take place in Bloomington, Indiana, May 9th through 11th. I'm not sure if WCBN will have coverage of that yet, but we're working on it. We'll see. But either way, if any of you guys do go down to Bloomington, it's a fantastic place. Very nice college town that the Hoosiers get to have. And one place in particular that I would strongly recommend going to eat is Buffalo Louie's. Fantastic food there.
What kind of food?
It's like wings, burgers, that kind of stuff.
It's like a local Buffalo Wild Wings?
That's way better. Don't compare it to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, she's going.
Foul tip goes, and on a foul tip, you have Ferrari diving headfirst into second base. That's why Indiana steals bases. Wow.
That's why she's called a Ferrari. By the time that even landed, and that didn't go very far from the base or very high in the air, but by the time the ball landed, she was already at second.
That was all effort right there. Yeah, these girls are going to run on anything.
Well, when you get in that stance, I'd actually be disappointed if they don't run on anything.
So 1-1 for Radcliffe. She takes a low ball. 2-1 now. Ferrari really wants to run. Straka's going to take her time before delivering a pitch, and that's going to go for...
Ferrari's going. Oh,
going to go for a low ball, and the throw to second is just a little bit off, not in time. Ferrari dove for it with her hand. I think she jammed her hand.
Yeah, I think she jammed her hand
on the base. I mean, she was flying in there. And, yeah, she is down in a lot of pain right now. Trainer runs out. But I think she really jammed her arm on that slide.
It looked awkward, just the way she slid in. Like, it looked pretty, and then the moment she touched the base, everything got scrunched up, and it looked
She didn't just dive. She also tried to evade the potential tag. I mean, it was a decent throw, just not quite on target on time, but it was a threatening throw, and she had to both evade and slide, and, yeah, they're trying to take a look at that arm right now.
Yeah, I think it was the low pitch that caused it to not be able to get there in time. And when you got Mikhail Ferrari in the three-point track stance, it's tough to catch that in general.
I mean, these Indiana girls are just all out for stolen bases.
98th of the year right there.
Any means necessary. Oh, wow. I mean, I've just never seen a commitment like this to stealing bases.
I got to wonder if any of these girls did track in high school, because they're in that perfect three-point position.
Well, and the two times that Indiana's put someone on base, each time they've subbed in a pinch runner for them.
Yeah.
As Ferrari will hop up, I think.
Looks like she's staying on second base.
She'll stay in the game, it looks like. Hopefully she's all right.
Working the arm, stretching it out, stretching the shoulders out a bit. The trainer making sure she has full range of motion before she heads back.
Yeah, so she'll be at second base. Still 2 outs in this game.
And another 3-1 count. That seems to be Indiana's bread and butter. The 2 walks they've gotten have been on 3-1 counts.
Yeah, you got to wonder how much that base stealing potential from the Hoosiers is kind of messing with Storako in the back of her mind, but nonetheless, Grayson Radcliffe had herself a nice day defensively and being patient here. And she'll foul this one back for a full count now.
And near miss number 9.
Radcliffe did strike out in her first at-bat.
I believe this is our first full count of the day.
Maybe the first or second. Storako is going to look across and deliver high, and Radcliffe will take her base. So Indiana now mans first and second base with base runners.
Getting a little scary with the Indiana base runners. Always possible for them to steal a base. 2 walks in a row. Whenever Storako's falling behind in the count, it turns into a walk, it seems like.
And
is that Bobian?
It does look like Michigan is going to make a pitching change now. Storako's day will be done. As Storako goes 3.2 innings, gives up 3 walks, strikes out 8, and gives up no runs, no hits. But now it's Megan Bobian's turn for Michigan to come in here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Going to expect her to be able to finish this thing.
This actually reminds me of the game against Nebraska with Lindsey Waljasper pitching against Bobian at that time. She had 4 innings pitched with no hits, but a lot of runners allowed on base. So they subbed her out, and that's when Michigan scored 8 runs in the next 2 innings and ended it on a run roll. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Bobian is a better pitcher, absolutely, than Straka, like with all due respect. So we'll see if Bobian's lights out. She was lights out yesterday for sure. See if she can continue that form.
Yeah, Megan Bobian, one of the best pitchers in this conference. It's very well documented how good she is. 1.62 ERA, 14-3 on the season, with 3 saves, 121.1 innings pitched, 129 strikeouts this season.
Oh, wow. I don't know if you watched that. As Bobian was warming up, both Ferrari and Radcliffe were getting leads on their bases and acting as though they were about to steal. They're preparing to steal as they're warming up and doing warm-up throws. That's how much the steals are focused in this Indiana lineup.
Yeah. Very large commitment to stealing bases for the Hoosiers. Like you and I have each said, we have never seen anything quite like this from a base running perspective.
No, this is definitely crazy in a good way.
In a good way. Very competitive game here. 2 runs for Michigan, none for Indiana, but they are threatening with Katie Lacefield in the batter's box. As Bobian winds up, first pitch. And Alexander stands up and delivers to Canfield at second, but Ferrari's able to get back to second base in time.
Yeah, Ferrari, Radcliffe, both threatening on that one.
Alexander's going to have to be sharp.
And Radcliffe's in her 3-point stance.
Bobian winds up and gets in there for strike 1 on Lacefield. Lacefield now 1-1. It's the count.
They're taking massive leads. Wow.
Katie Lacefield was Stracco's first walk of the game earlier. So she has seen base. Now Bobian winds up and it's a little bit outside. So ball 2, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Michigan faithful wanted a strike on that one. Alexander tried to frame it, couldn't. And there's a discussion now with the Indiana coach and the umpire again.
A lot of stoppages in play in this one.
And the trainer is going out to Ferrari again, I believe.
Must be. Yep, looks like it. Or maybe they're just taking advantage of the timeout. The impromptu timeout. However you want to classify it.
Yeah. Umpire getting a look, making sure nothing wrong going on with the trainer in Ferrari. And now the Indiana coaches just talking amongst each other. So, yeah, this is definitely a trainer visit, I believe.
So Michigan leading on Megan Bobian, trying to get one more out to end this 3rd inning.
Been a bit of a long inning.
It has been a long inning from Michigan putting girls on base. Or rather, this is the 4th inning. Excuse me. I apologize. This is the top of the 4th inning. We are done with the 3rd inning. Probably said that a couple times. My bad. But nonetheless, the goal still remains the same. Michigan's trying to finish this inning with one more out, despite Indiana having runners on first and second base.
Yeah, I don't really see anything different they did with the Ferrari. Just kind of stretched our arms and shoulders out a little bit. I don't know if they were just trying to take some time, maybe break Bobian's rhythm early. I'm not really sure what the goal was there.
Playing the mind games. As Bobian steps back, toes the pitching rubber. A round of applause all around. And Megan Bobian winds up and delivers. Contact is made by Lacefield, and the out is made to Subcheck. Top of the 4th is done.
The Ferrari was almost at home plate with just an easy dribbler to second and a throw to first.
She's fast. She's fast.
She has a very appropriate last name. What can I say?
You got like I said, you got to be fast with a last name like that.
Seriously.
You got to be fast. Oh, my goodness. Absolutely. As Tara Trainer will return for Indiana this next inning. Actually, tonight is the Final 4.
Oh, my God. It's been such a long break since the Elite 8.
It's Auburn and Virginia. Start things off at around 6:10 Eastern Time. And I believe it's going to be Michigan State and Texas Tech around 9 or so.
Yeah, as I told you, when our McLean girl came, I'm a Virginia boy through and through, born and raised. I got a lot of friends at UVA. Made a lot of fun of them when they lost to UMBC last year. I was number one in not giving UVA a chance this year because having followed them for years, I know they were perennial chokers. They proved me wrong. They made the Final Four, and you know what? I hope they do it. That would be the greatest redemption. Losing to a 16 seed, being the first 1 seed to ever lose to a 16 seed, and then winning it all the next year. You can't write that.
Got a lot of respect for Virginia basketball. I mean, the way they handled defeat last year, I thought was extremely admirable. I mean, I think there's a lot of coaches that, if they lost to a Sweet 16 or a 16 seed, would go out there and make excuse after excuse and whatnot. But I mean, I just think back to even like a guy like Coach K. He lost to South Carolina a couple years ago, and South Carolina made the Final Four that year. And he's complaining about playing a second-round tournament game in South Carolina, even though he Duke's from Durham, so close. Tony Bennett went out there and said, after they lost to UMBC, this is just life. We've got to respond to it, and it's basketball.
Tony Bennett's always been such a respectable coach.
He's a class act guy.
Everyone loves him. Everyone who's played under him loves him. Everyone who just follows him loves him. Great guy.
Right now it's going to be Morgan Overitis actually batting for Michigan. She'll replace Mackenzie Nemitz as the designated player. Her count now is at 1-1. And Overitis makes contact, but the play is made by the second baseman. It's going to be number 10, Sarah Galovich, for out number 1. So Overitis subs in, but not much of a difference.
Yeah, went straight to Galovich. Can't really do anything about that.
So now Uden up. Mentioned Uden, a pretty good player to have in the 6th spot. Her average might not reflect how good she is so far this year, but it'll come around as she takes low ball 1. And Trainer's second pitch will go outside the plate, so 2 balls now for Madison Uden.
That's the other hitters count. 3-1 and 2-0 are the 2 big hitters counts.
Now low ball 3. Tara Trainer.
Don't need to hit when it's that far outside.
Tara Trainer, the senior pitcher, currently tied as the second winningest pitcher right now in the country, 19 wins on the year. Also got 171 strikeouts on the year, 5th in the country and leading the conference. So Indiana's best out there on the mound today as she gets first strike to Uden. 3-1 count now for the Michigan junior.
No surprise seeing no swing on the 3-0 count.
Yep, Trainer has attacked the strike zone on 3-0. As Uden,
great
contact. And this one is gone!
And bounces over into the baseball field just for good measure.
The solo home run for Madison Uden. She'll trot around the bases.
Dutch just toss her something?
Get some candy, it looked like. Something.
There's your reward.
Madison Uden gets one over the fence. First home run of the game. Michigan leads it now 3-0. What a strike.
I mentioned how is Uden going to do without playing against her sister. I think she's doing just fine.
Uden continues to show that she's turned her season around. Now, second consecutive inning where Michigan tacks on some runs. Hoganrod now to bat. Take a low ball from Trainer, see how Trainer responds. Obviously a very talented pitcher, as I had just mentioned before. She tossed pitch leading to a home run, but nonetheless.
Funny, earlier in the at-bat, I mentioned 2-0 and 3-1 are the hitters' counts.
Hoganrod gets this one high in the air, but the play is going to be made by Hart out in the left field. So Hoganrod heads back to the dugout. Second out of the inning.
Yeah, I said 2-0 and 3-1 are the hitters' counts. What did she hit that home run on? A 3-1 count.
You didn't like the pitch, and she made it count.
Right off the bat, like I said, it looked pretty. I always say it looks pretty off the bat. That one looked really pretty, up in the air, but had the distance, and it never really looked like center field was going to get there, and that's because she couldn't.
Well, can't climb over the fence. So Katie Alexander now up to bat. And a big swing.
That's not good.
choked up too much, and foul ball is going to be caught by the third baseman, Katie Lacefield, and that will end the 4th inning. We head into the 5th inning. It's a 3-0 ball game. Michigan leads it. 4 hits for the Wolverines. No hits so far for Indiana. And following last night's 4-1 win for Michigan, Megan Bovian will head out to try and keep things going.
Yeah, that last swing, I think too far inside. It made contact with, just high in the air and no distance. Probably the worst possible combo you can hope for as a hitter. Easy catch by third base.
But going back to the Final Four tonight, Virginia, it's a very pure style of basketball they play.
Yeah, definitely.
The defense they play, the way they play offense too. It was only a matter of time before it worked. You know what I mean?
It was a long time coming, though. There was a lot of choke jobs in between.
Reminds me a little bit of Villanova, but
they busted a lot of brackets.
I mean, now that
they've
broken through, though, maybe it could be something where we see them as much more consistent in the tournament.
I do think that there's a big deal about just that mental block that's there, and now that they've broken through that mental block, there's not that extra pressure that's added on. There's not that tag of chokers anymore.
Yeah. The other game will be phenomenal as well. Well, Auburn has their own story with the Chuma Okiki injury, playing for him, losing a big guy, but some prolific shooters there. So see how that matches up with the Virginia defense. Texas Tech, Michigan State, and it's 2 programs that just exonerate toughness.
It's funny because Michigan State I almost would have called chokers for the past few years as well. They would always seem to be hugely favored going into the tournament and then lose.
Yeah, I think Miles Bridges just wasn't the best player for them.
And so 2 chokers on 2 different sides of the Final Four. We could see 2 quote-unquote chokers in the finals.
Yeah, it depends how you define it, but it'll be some good games tonight. As Maddie Westmoreland now at the bat for the Hoosiers. She took ball 1 on the first pitch from Bobian. And Bobian goes outside again, so 2 balls now, 0 strikes. No base runners to have the Wolverines concerned with right now. See if they can keep things that way. But Indiana seems to be at their most dangerous when they can steal bases.
I think Bobian's fallen behind on every single batter she's faced so far. Granted, this is her second batter.
And a big rip by Westmoreland.
Wow,
that one's gone. So Indiana responds with a home run. And that one, I mean, you talk about looking good off the bat. My goodness.
It wasn't even a question of whether that was gone or not.
I mean, Westmoreland is the biggest batter by far on that Indiana team.
Yeah, just looking at that huddle you just saw.
She just towers over everybody else.
You can see Westmoreland.
Westmoreland just towers over everybody else, and she knows how to use her strength. Let's put it that way.
That was straight away center field.
That was a clean rip. And
there was actually a camera woman there the entire day. Probably a good thing she wasn't there, because that might have hit her right in the head.
It's about as far as you can hit it if you're going over the fence.
That was the first hit of the day for Indiana, actually.
And so Bowian will have to clear her mind. We get strike number 1 on Sarah Galovich. Megan Bobian, that was I believe it was the 4th home run that she's given up this season. But good response for Indiana. Bobian throws the off-speed stuff. Gets strike 2 now on Galovich. Bobian wasn't happy to give that one up, and she's a competitor.
The Indiana dugout was dancing a little bit there for a few minutes. There's some energy back in that dugout.
Bobian will wind up, and foul tip goes way out over the stands.
And we have near miss number 10. We got to double digits.
Yeah, you tend to get those foul pop-ups, especially in softball. Bobian now winding up, and the off-speed beauty. That one wasn't anywhere near the strike zone, but Galovich just reached out and hit it. Well, she didn't hit anything.
She did not hit anything. She hit air.
She swung like she was a kid with a blindfold at a birthday party going for the piñata. I mean, beautiful stuff from Megan Bobian as the strikeout counter extends once again.
Yep.
The clothespins keep piling up. Now Bobian wind up, and a bunt goes foul to TD Hart. Made some nice plays in left field for the Hoosiers. The freshman from New Palestine, Indiana. 3-1 ball game right now in the top of the 5th inning.
I think that home run might have made Bobian angry.
Maddie Westmoreland got things started off with a home run this inning. And you're right, Bobian has certainly responded with a little bit of fire in the way she's thrown the ball across the plate, as Hart now has strike 2.
Looks like her MPH went up. Looks like her location more perfectly in the strike zone. Her control's better. That home run really annoyed her.
And Bobian gets the check swing, and third base ump waves it off. That was close.
That was close.
Fans give a little sigh to that one, but
fans disagree with the third base umpire on that one.
1 ball, 2 strikes now for TD Hart. And Bobian winds up, and a foul tip, bunt attempt, almost slap hit.
Yeah, it looked like a slap bunt almost. It was kind of confusing on a 1 and 2 count why you'd be going for a slap bunt with no one on.
You can really hear the Indiana dugout right now.
Yeah, like I said, that home run gave them the energy they needed.
And Bobian tries to get the off-speed stuff.
No,
Call a check swing. No good. Bobian jumps in disagreement.
Wow. I'm a little surprised on how much the disagreement was from our angle, which is really parallel to where the batter was. It didn't look like the bat came close.
Yeah, I got to say, I don't know about that. I don't think that was a strike on that particular case, but
the crowd disagrees with us and the third base umpire and the home plate umpire.
2 balls, 2 strikes now. Megan Bobian stares across, winds up and delivers, and she leaves no doubt on that one. Caught looking, little fist bump too in excitement.
And let's see a clothespin. That'll get us to double digits on the day, actually.
Bobian will take matters into her own hands.
Just counting the clothespins, we have 9, and that should have put up a 10.
Yeah, they're going to, I think, the second row now. Bobian just misses a strike zone. Ball 1 to Taylor Lambert. We reset the lineup again, 3rd time through now. Taylor Lambert struck out twice against Alex Storacco. And she'll see a new pitcher now in Megan Bobian for the first time. So Bobian winds up and goes low, so 2 balls now, no strikes to Lambert.
Alexander tried to frame that a little, couldn't get it.
Lambert showing a lot more patience in this at bat. Bobian delivers, and this one will go straight foul into the net.
I think we've had less balls into the net than we have had near misses in the crowd.
It's probably true.
We are actually equal on strikeouts and near misses, though. 10 each. For Michigan, anyways.
So Bobian winds up, and another sky-high foul ball.
As we talk about near misses, there's an 11.
And, man, there are some elder fans.
Yeah, that went straight into the handicap section, unfortunately.
In those seats, and, I mean, thank God that ball landed right in between them, because I don't know if those particular individuals would have had the ability to move out of the way on their own.
Right in between an elder woman and an elder man. That's the best location, I guess, it could possibly land in the handicap section.
So miraculous fall. Bobian goes high. 3 balls now, 2 strikes, full count here. We'll see what Bobian decides to do on the payoff pitch.
Sense of anticipation going around this ground.
Bobian winds up, and
near miss number 12 it's going to be.
Big foul pop back.
It's been a good at-bat for Lambert. Made some contact, taken some good pitches.
Yeah, she's really extended this one, making Bobian work for it.
She almost looks more comfortable against Bobian than Sirocco, which is surprising to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of contrast in style between the two pitchers for sure, but you're right. It's a good observation. So Bobian winds up and delivers, and big swing and a miss. Megan Bobian says, I'll do the job myself.
Not a good day for Lambert. 3 at-bats, 3 strikeouts. In fact, her hitting average just fell below 300 on the season because of today. And clothesline number 11 is up.
Yeah, it's been a very active day for these guys back there. I mean, I wonder if they've had to go back and, like, reload. These guys are bringing us out cookies. I guess we can't say no. So
this is what we talked about when we say we have the greatest fans.
Got to thank the fans for their service to us as we are broadcasting from outside for the first time in a long while for softball. Very nice to be out here.
It's funny because as the cookies came out, the sun came out too. Is that a sign?
That could be a sign for sure.
They heard about the 5th inning recharge and decided, let's bring the sun, let's bring the cookies. And the Let's Go Blue banners are up in the crowd as well. Players getting, some of the bench players really getting this crowd pumped up right now. I see Grace Sheldon, I see Abby Swartz. Not just the bench player, Maddie Uden was out there as well.
Girls love their fans. Fans love their team.
Rodriguez put the bunt down, I believe, the first time and still made it.
She did. Big bunt. She goes down for the bunt again, and she's going to run it out.
And got it.
It's again on the mishandle by number 10, Sarah Galovich. So 2 bunts, 2 runouts. Natalia Rodriguez showing off speed. Stealing something out of Indiana's book as far as the speed department goes. Huh?
Yeah, wow. I mean, the first two very contrasting bunts, actually. The first one landed and died. This one straight up the first field line. She ran. The pitcher couldn't, actually I believe it was the first baseman, couldn't get a good angle because she was running in the base path, as is her right, and a second infield bunt hit for Rodriguez.
And trainer will throw for ball 1 to Faith Canfield as the Michigan lineup goes around again. So no 3-point stance from Rodriguez, but she's definitely capable of going if the opportunity presents itself. Canfield takes ball 2.
Yeah, the 3-point stance seems to be Indiana's calling card on the base path. I would almost feel bad if we took it from them.
The couple times they've had runners on bases. Canfield pops a big fly.
Oh, wow.
Foul.
That was really close to someone's head on that one.
Fans got to have their head on a swivel, even though there's this netting, because...
And maybe I need a clothespin. That's the 13th near miss as we go.
They've been peppering foul balls over here, so Canfield's first strike.
Oh, beautiful bunt. Absolutely perfect. That's what you need on a bunt. Lands, dives, does not move. In between the catcher and the pitcher, no one had a good play on it. They didn't even throw. That's how good of a bunt it was.
Akshay loves his bunts.
What a pretty bunt.
And Michigan gets 2 down to start bottom of the 5th inning, and very reminiscent of the 3rd and 4th inning. Michigan is threatening to score some runs here. No outs, and Natalie Peters up to bat.
I've talked about it looking pretty off the bat a lot. I've never seen as many pretty bunts in my life.
They're getting them down, and Peters,
oh no,
with a slap hit, bat, and the ball just doesn't have enough on it. And Galovich able to collect it and step on second base, but Michigan is able to move Rodriguez up a base. So now Peters is on first, Rodriguez on third. Canfield gets out at second. And the play by Galovich.
When that went past the pitcher, I thought that would be a hit through the center. When it got to the second base, but I thought it was going to be a double play. Ended up being neither. And now Michigan's got a runner on third with only one out.
But now
First and third.
Rodriguez on third base. I mean, her speed, you can really do a lot of things. There's only one out as well. So similar situation as earlier in this game for Rodriguez. And Lexi Blair up to bat again, see if she's able to score a run again, however it might end up being.
Oh, no. Oh.
And an interesting steal by Natalie Peters as the pitch went catcher red, but the throw to the shortstop was simply put not very good. And Radcliffe fell. Peters able to pretty easily make it to second as a result.
Almost a timid steal. Peters wasn't sure if she wanted to go, and somehow she ended up midway through the base path and realized she was committed.
Yep.
And I think the catcher kind of read off that confusion. Maybe didn't get the most perfect throw, and it ended up being an easy steal by Peters in the end.
So now runners on third and second for Michigan with Lexi Blair up. 1 ball, 1 strike for the freshman at the plate. This is
meeting in the middle for Indiana. The entire infield, pitcher, catcher, 2 coaches.
This is big for Tara Trainer. I mean, it's still a manageable game if you're the Hoosiers down 3-1 here, but if the gates open up here for Trainer, I mean, Indiana's running out of time to really respond. They had that big home run, but they have not shown many signs of life outside of that.
Their big home run is their only hit on the day, actually. So they got, I don't want to say lucky on a good pitch because it was a fantastic contact, but as Bobian gets more dialed in, I don't know if they'll even get any more opportunities.
So Trainer throws, and Blair able to just kind of tap it. Trainer collects and freezes Rodriguez at third, flips it to second. So now there's 2 outs on. Michigan still has runners on third and second, but that was a big play by Tara Trainer.
That was a great play by Trainer to look off the runner at third, freeze her there, then turn around, throw it to first, get a second out, take the sacrifice fly out of play. Really important there to keep it as manageable as possible at 3-1.
Yeah, if Trainer just throws it to first, then Rodriguez probably scores on that.
With her speed, almost definitely scores on that.
But by looking at Rodriguez and probably staring her in the eyes, I mean, she freezes her, makes her retreat back to third, and is able to still get the out at first. So,
and unfortunately, she'll knock down Lexi Blair's average under 400 with that.
So the sac fly is now out of the question. As Alex Subcheck at the plate takes a low strike.
Peters looked like she wanted to run and then realized that Rodriguez was on third and she couldn't.
So Trainer is trying to get herself out of this situation to keep hope alive for the Hoosiers. And Subcheck gets good contact on this one out into left field, but the play is made by T.D. Hart. Not far enough. Subcheck just doesn't quite have that same pop today, at least not at the moment.
Yeah, that ball was swirling. It kept going away from Hart, actually. So Hart did a good job staying with it and making the play, keeping it a 3-1 game here as we head to the 6th inning.
So we'll conclude the 5th inning like you mentioned. Score remains 3-1. Michigan had runners in good positions, but not able to capitalize on their base runners. Actually, I don't know if you watched any of the women's Final Four last night, but those are 2 pretty good games.
I actually stopped watching once Michigan got eliminated. After calling their games, I felt a personal connection with that women's team, and watching them go down, that was a sad day. And I haven't watched a women's game since then, actually.
It's good games. The first one was between Baylor and Oregon. Oregon really pushed Baylor, the number 1 overall seed, as far as they could go, but Baylor emerged victorious. And then it was Notre Dame and UConn. And
that's an iconic matchup.
Very good matchup. And UConn was defeated by Notre Dame. Enrique Gumboale has got to be one of the best basketball players I've ever watched.
That sounds familiar. Enrique Gumboale of Notre Dame beating UConn. Where have I heard that one before?
The other thing I've been watching is this 3-on-3 tournament of college basketball seniors. It's very exciting. Every conference gets a team of 4 seniors. They're playing in Minneapolis at the Mall of America for a chance at $100,000.
Is that allowed in NCAA rules?
Yeah, because they're graduating seniors. So
Okay.
that's why it has to be seniors. But it's really fun. The rules, the FIBA 3-on-3 rules, very entertaining.
Yeah, it's going to be an Olympic sport in Tokyo.
That's why they're really pushing this. So I like it. It's they're streaming the games on Twitter, and I think this quarters, semis, and championship will be on ESPN2 tomorrow. We're back. Gabby Jenkins up to bat right now. Megan Bobian has her in a 0-2 hole. Bobian's really been pitching with some fire ever since she gave up the home run to Maddie Westmoreland.
And another discussion with the Indiana coach. She's had a lot of discussions today.
Well, there's no timeout limit, as you know.
Yeah, maybe there should be, the way we're going.
Well, this game's actually moving along pretty well. It
is, for sure.
An hour and, call it about an hour and a half. You know, I take out the other stoppages, etc. But hour and a half, hour 40. Bobian winds up and delivers. Goes low for ball 1 ball, 2 strike. As opposed to the Toledo game where Michigan won 24-3 on Wednesday. That game took close to 2.5 hours for 4.5 innings of softball. So
for 4.5 innings, yeah,
we're in the 6th inning, and we're under that by about 45 minutes here.
Yeah, so we're doing a little bit better than Wednesday's game.
And Bobian just rolls this one. It's like she's bowling. That's a pitch that you'll probably never see her make again.
Yeah, I think that just kind of came out of her hand a little
awkward.
Incorrect.
2 balls, 2 strikes now. I don't even think Gabby Jenkins is expecting that one.
Just a little early. Little bit. To land halfway in between home plate and the pitcher's mound.
So now Bobian winds up and really hits Gabby Jenkins.
I've never seen a batter be so excited to be hit before.
Oh, that means that Indiana's got base runners, and that means they can steal bases potentially.
Jenkins celebrating being hit by Bobian. I've really never seen that.
Sacrificing your body for the greater good of the team.
I guess so.
So Bobian will try and reset her mind as she now takes up Annika Baez.
It's not the lights out Bobian we're used to seeing.
And Baez, hard foul shot into the netting along first base for strike 1. Bobian had Jenkins in an 0-2 hole, and that's exactly where you want her. And still gives up the hit by pitch. She had opportunities right there, but she attacks Baez now.
And the 3-point track stands. What more can we expect?
What could you expect? Now Alexander gets to the high ball and immediately pops up ready to throw. It's good to have a catcher like Alexander behind the plate in a game like this, so experienced. And she knows what to look for.
Yeah, she's actually done a very good job of holding a lot of these Indiana runners when they're looking like they're about to go.
I think this is that Indiana's had 4 girls get on via walk. As Baez swings and misses for strike 2. They gave Indiana that 1 hit for a home run, but the other 4 base runners have come via walk or hit by pitch.
Yep.
And so they haven't really had a lot of opportunities for, they haven't had any extra opportunities to advance on extra base hits. But these girls are ready to run if they can. And a foul ball for
our 14th near miss of the day.
I believe Michigan baseball over across the way just hit a home run.
Yes, just hit a home run for sure. I heard the cheer. I saw the umpire make the signal. That is a homer for Michigan baseball.
So back to softball here. Megan Bobian looking across at Annika Baez. 1-2 count. Bobian winding up and delivering. And the off-speed pitch gets her looking.
And the emphatic strikeout call by the umpire. She loves making a looking call.
Like watching paint dry.
As another clothespin goes up. We're up to number 12 there.
We've certainly been putting those signs up.
Oh, yeah. It's been a busy day for them.
So now Bobian's going to look over in the dugout. Something she might be a little confused about. And then she Says to hurry things up. Gets into her pitching stance, winding up and delivering, and a rocket shot. And the play is made by Natalie Peters, running all the way across center field. What a laser from Bella Norton into the outfield, but the speed of Peters to go make the play forces Gabby Jenkins back to first as well.
Absolutely fantastic contact. I thought that was going straight to the wall, and then all of a sudden I was like, wait, Peters is right there, and it ended up in her glove. And Jenkins had to run all the way back.
Great defensive play by Peters.
Would you look at that? It's a meeting.
Well, Carol Hutchins out this time, which usually has a lot more to do with the psychological aspect of the game. So she's talking things over with Bobian right now.
Yeah, that's probably the second bit of really nice contact they've had against Bobian. The first one obviously being the home run. Great catch by Peters to hold that there, because that could have been dangerous.
We're at 2 outs now into the top of the 6th inning.
We're still 18 minutes away from 2 hours.
Not at 2 hours yet. Yep, my apologies.
The second of the back-to-back Virginia girls this time. It's Radcliffe.
Grayson Radcliffe had herself some nice defensive plays at shortstop. And Megan Bobian will loft one in there very low for ball number 1.
Slow pitch, low pitch. I think Jenkins could have actually made it had she gone from the toss on that one, but that was actually the first one she didn't seem like she was going.
The runner on first remains for Indiana. Gabby Jenkins still in her 3-point stance every pitch. Staying committed to who they are.
That was super high by Bobian. She has not had the control we're used to seeing with her.
Yeah, a little high once again. So 2 balls, no strikes now to Grayson Radcliffe. And Bobian goes low and away. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. The Indiana dugout is making their voices heard.
Also seeing some action in the Indiana bullpen. So don't know if Tara Trainer's done or not.
And Bobian winding up and finally gets a strike on this at bat. 3 balls now, 1 strike to Grayson Radcliffe. And that hitter's count that you were talking about, let's see how Radcliffe attacks this pitch.
Yeah, 3-0. They took a page out of Michigan's book, didn't swing. Now the hitter's count, that's where Michigan had their home run on. I believe that might have been where Indiana had their home run on. So we'll see if it'll be the same. She's going.
Bobian
Runner's
gets
going.
A strike. Bobian gets a strike, but the throw is too high for Rodriguez. The tag was almost made. It was very close.
That would have been an on-time throw if the throw wasn't as high as it was.
It's very acrobatic, and I think they're going to actually overrule it and say that she was indeed tagged out.
Oh.
So phenomenal effort by Rodriguez. She jumped up and got it, and on the way down, tagged a sliding Gabby Jenkins, who came off the bag. Very athletic play.
I definitely saw the safe symbol.
I think another umpire must have overruled it or something.
I'm very confused on what just happened, but there's some smiles on Michigan faces and no argument by the Indiana coach, which we've seen a lot of today. So
unless they called interference or something.
Yeah, maybe.
From the batter.
Like I said, we've had a lot of discussions with the Indiana coach and the umpire. We did not see one right there. So
the top of the 6th comes to a close. Indiana still just a 1 home run. Today's attendance is marked as 2,490 fans. So phenomenal crowd on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Final Four Saturday in basketball as well.
Beautiful softball weather. These stands are packed.
Good early action for all the sports fans here.
I mean, I'd rather be here than Central Campus, like you said.
Yeah, stay away from Central Campus today. And so, I mean, Michigan's going to have their bats out here to try and tack on some extra runs, but you know, that top of the 7th is going to come around and Michigan can just get out of that with 3 outs, then they'll be good to go. But have some chance to add on some more insurance here. See what they're able to do.
It will be Trainer to come back out despite the action we saw in that Indiana bullpen.
So Morgan Overitis will start things off here for Michigan. And she'll immediately sky one straight foul.
Oh.
Opportunity for an out to be made, but poor communication between Bella Norton and first baseman Annika Baez as they crash into each other trying to make a play on the foul ball. It could have been out number 1, but
yeah, that's always the catchers. Is what I've been told in that situation. Always let the catcher take it.
Gotta communicate.
I don't think anyone told the first baseman that.
Yeah.
That was in her glove before Baez crashed into her.
Trainer goes low now. 1-1 count for Overitis.
Overitis didn't have a very good first at bat from what I remember, and she almost had a very short second one.
And Nemitz had her first pitch she saw just pop up to an infield out. Overitis had a few pitches before doing the same. She subbed for Nemitz. Overitis did, and now Overitis is facing a 3-1 count from Indiana senior pitcher Tara Trainer.
The hitters count. Let's see what they can do with it.
Trainer, one of the top pitchers in the country in the wins column with 19, but having a tough one here today. Gives up the walk to Overitis, so Overitis able to get on base for Michigan via the walk.
Yeah, that pitch started low and never got back up. It stayed low. It was a very easy take for Overitis. She'll get on base.
And Madison Unu had that absolute shot center field.
And that might be why the announcer was so excited about Uden coming out, as there's more action in the bullpen going now.
Trainer's going to go low to Uden. I can't imagine she's going to give Uden something beautiful to hit once again.
And now a discussion. Are you surprised? This one just between pitcher and catcher primarily, and the first and second baseman and the shortstop and third baseman just asking how each other's day is going.
Well, Uden's back, ready to go. Trainer winds up and delivers in for strike number 1 to Uden. 1 ball, 1 strike now with Morgan Overitis at first base for Michigan. No track stance.
No track stance, surprisingly.
Trainer winding up and delivers. Uden pops this one foul over the stands.
Near miss number 15 on the day. Gotta wonder how many balls they have to spare because they've lost a lot.
They should have plenty. And Uden gets good contact, but not good enough. It's going to be an easy out in left field to Hart. She's been pretty active today. So Trainer gets to figure Uden out this time around. His first out of the bottom of the 6th inning.
Not exactly the kind of clean contact she got her last time up.
Not quite the same. As Haley Hoganrod now at the bat, junior from Zeeland, Michigan. And she'll take first pitch for a strike from Tara Trainer. And Trainer goes low again, but gets the ball this time. So 1 ball, now 1 strike. And 1 out. And the bottom of the 6th inning, Michigan still has runner on first base. Trying to get some more runs on board before the top of the 7th inning. And Hoganrod pops this one right up into right field. The play is going to be made. That's Gabby Jenkins, number 23 for the Hoosiers. 2 outs now.
Really similar to the Uden play, except on the exact opposite side of the field. went up, never really looked like it had the legs to go anywhere. The fielder actually had to come in the deep a little bit. Easy catch.
So now going to be Katie Alexander up to bat for Michigan.
And would you look at that? It's a meeting.
The coach is going to talk to Alexander real fast about this at bat. Try and talk some strategy, see if maybe they can decide how they want to attack the situation with 2 outs.
What's the record number for meetings in a game?
That's just pretty usual. I don't know. This is your first softball game, I guess.
True. I guess I'm not used to this.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this is anything too outstanding. Pretty normal day here at Softball Diamond. Nothing too uncharacteristic. A lot of foul hits.
Yeah, a lot of balls caught in foul territory for sure. And
a lot of meetings.
A lot of near misses. A lot of strikeouts.
So there you go. Terra Trainer winding up, and Alexander, big swing and a miss.
Sorry, that's Hoganrod. No, it says Hoganrod on the screen, but it should. She got out already.
Yep. Katie Alexander, number 17. The catcher at the plate, and another big swing and a miss. So Trainer gets her in the 0-2 hole on 2 big swing and whiffs.
She has not had a good day today. 0 for 3 already? Is that true?
Alexander was 0 for 1, and then she had a walk. This is her 3rd at bat of the game.
So the screen is just very stuck on Hoganrod at this point. So I should just stop believing that. Oh, fantastic dodge.
Yeah, Overitis gets the steal to second. As Alexander takes the ball. The throw just not in time, and Overitis able to avoid the tag.
Yeah, the throw might have actually been in time, but Overitis did a very good job of going around the plate and just sticking her hand out, making it very tough to make the tag.
Yeah, rather maybe not on target, but on time. So Michigan's try and see if they can maybe find a way to bring Overitis home, but they're going to need Alexander to get on base here. 2 balls, now 2 strikes for the catcher.
Yeah, Alexander struggled with getting on base this year. Only a 200 average at this point.
And a big swing and a miss will end the 6th.
It'll go below 200 with that strikeout. It's not the season Alexander was looking for.
So now we head into the top of the 7th inning. And Michigan 3 outs away from finishing this game up. A couple substitutions have been made out in the field. Looks like Taylor Bump, number 13, will be manning first base now. Taylor Bump will be replacing Alex Subcheck at first base. Taylor Bump's a sophomore. And so Michigan, like I said, 3 outs away from wrapping this up. They defeated the Indiana Hoosiers by a score of 4-1 yesterday. Currently at a score of 3-1. Megan Bobien on the mound. She is 3 outs away. Took over for Alex Storako, who was very, very effective early for Michigan. Alex Storako went 3.2 innings. She walked 3 batters. She struck out 8. Now Bobien's gone 2.1 innings, gave up that home run, struck out 4, hit a batter with a pitch.
The fact that this has arguably been not Bobien's best day, and she still only allowed 1 hit, is just ridiculous and shows how good she is.
Certainly high standards for her.
Radcliffe's still up to bat, so I think it was the runner that they got out last time up.
Must have been the case. It's Grayson Radcliffe. Strike 1. Now Megan Bobian will wind up and go high for ball number 1. So 1-1 count for Grayson Radcliffe.
High off speed. You saw a little bit of a flip coming out of her hand, actually.
Yeah, Radcliffe, 1 walk and 1 strikeout on the day. And gets this one fouled into the netting. So strike number 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes now for Grayson Radcliffe.
Yeah, she was swinging hard on that one. Went pretty close to straight back.
Indiana's got to find a way to get 2 runs in this inning to try and prolong the game, at least into the bottom of the 7th. It's up to Megan Bobian and the defense to ensure that that does not happen. And the off-speed pitch goes in there just low.
Good job holding off on it by Radcliffe. She looked like she wanted to go and then stopped herself.
Yeah, just not enough on it to get it up in the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes now for Grayson Radcliffe. And now Bobian, another foul tip that goes right up, and Alexander able to step right underneath it. Easy collection for out number 1.
Not a good day for my Virginia girls.
So now Michigan 2 outs away. Bobian checks the wristband, looks across at Katie Lacefield. Katie Lacefield has had a walk today. Lacefield swings, makes contact, 1 bounce to Bobian, turn and throw, out number 2, Taylor Bump making the play at first base.
Indiana down to their last out with that. That's a very quick at bat. That's what Bobian wants.
And how fitting it is. Maddie Westmoreland up to bat now, who homered off Megan Bobian. Very strong batter. Cannot give her something good to hit.
Oh,
that's exactly what Bobian gives her as Westmoreland goes
into the baseball field.
Homer number 2 for Maddie Westmoreland.
It is. It's Westmoreland again. Wow.
It's just too easy for her. This girl just towers over the rest of her teammates in the celebration
so excited
at home. But that's, 2 home runs off Megan Bobian on
that's something you don't
pitches.
Normally see.
Back-to-back pitches from Megan Bobian
to Westmoreland.
To Maddie Westmoreland have each gone for home runs.
That's
both to really the same spot.
Shocking.
As well. Just, 2 absolute rockets.
Wow.
So now at 3-2, Indiana's got to find a way to get 1 more run, keep this baby going.
I think they wish Westmoreland could have been batting the entire game against Bobian the way she's gone.
That's getting those first 2 outs was big for Michigan because they obviously didn't allow a base runner to keep that from being a 2-run home run.
Yeah, a base runner, and this is a very different game all of a sudden.
But Westmoreland, just, the power on that swing.
It was no doubter. It was pretty. Like I've been saying all day, it was pretty off the bat.
It was. That was beautiful. As Sarah Galovich takes ball 1 from Bobian.
Galovich, no home runs on the season. So
Bobian responded really well to the first home run she gave up. So let's see how she responds again.
Oh.
And she hits Galovich. So
the second hit batter of the day as well.
Megan, just not her usual self, but Sarah Galovich has been a nice stretch for Indiana last weekend.
Galovich not nearly as excited to be hit as Jenkins was.
Last weekend, Galovich went 857 with 6 hits, 4 runs, and 5 RBIs. So really good weekend for Galovich last week.
And would you look what we got? It's a meeting.
As usual.
But this is a very important one. Hutch sees Bobian losing her control. And, Hutch has been doing this for a little bit. She knows when to go out and talk to her pitcher.
She does. She does. No doubt about that.
The real question is, will Galovich get in a track stance?
for the culture.
Every single Indiana runner, I believe, that's gotten on base has gotten in the track stand. So I feel like she should, even if she normally doesn't.
So now it's going to be a pinch hitter for Indiana. It's going to be number 21, Julia Davis. Julia Davis on the season has 7 RBIs and 2 home runs and 30 at-bats.
Wow.
She's 7 for 30 on the year. 10 runs, 7 RBIs, 4 walks, 11 strikeouts, and 2 home runs.
So she's hit or miss, but when she hits, she hits.
So Beaubien winding up and delivering. Strike 1 to Julia Davis, the freshman from Illinois.
Michigan faithful liked that strike to start off this bat.
Very confident pitch from Beaubien.
And it's the track stands.
So Beaubien winding up and a big swing and a miss. Julia Davis wanted to go for it.
Alexander threatens the throw. Quick scamper back there by Galovich.
And this 2,900 plus crowd is fully behind Megan Beaubien right now.
As Indiana down to their last strike, as they say.
And here are the fans, and Beaubien winds up and just outside, ball 1.
Alexander holds Galovich again. That's the advantage when you get yourself into an 0-2 lead. They are still down to their last strike.
Crowd has these plays bumping right now. Stomping their feet. Megan Beaubien winding up and delivering the off speed.
Oh, the crowd thought that was it. Beaubien thought that was it.
Everyone thought that was ball
The
game
second
except
baseman thought that was it.
Everyone thought that was ball game except the official.
The Indiana batter actually turned around and started walking to her dugout and then realized that it wasn't called a strike. Oh, my goodness.
Beaubien's not happy about that one. She'll check the wristband, collect herself, and look across at Julia Davis once again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Beaubien winds up high for ball 3. The count is full.
Alexander, a little bit of advice to Beaubien. Quick advice. It's third baseman Uden giving Beaubien some words of encouragement. As the count went from 0-2 to full now.
Megan Beaubien. It's across. Winds up and delivers and swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ball game.
Wow.
Beaubien emphatic in celebration as well.
And clip number 13, just for the fun, as Hail to the Victors plays here at Alumni Field.
And that will conclude this ball game. Michigan wins it 3-2. Gets a little stressful there towards the end. 2 home runs from Indiana's Maddie Westmoreland gave Indiana their only 2 hits of the game and their only 2 runs of the game as well. Michigan 3 runs on 6 hits and takes game 2 of the weekend series with the Hoosiers. Teams will be back tomorrow at Alumni Field once again for a 1 o'clock game. I believe, Akshay, you'll be on that crew.
I will,
tomorrow.
Yes. And Westmoreland still towering over her entire team during the handshake line.
So Michigan has a chance to complete a series sweep tomorrow and really take control of this Big Ten Conference with the game tomorrow. See how they respond, see what they go with pitching-wise, etc. But
it will be Alex Subject Day tomorrow as well, actually.
This is a big win for Michigan, able to pull it out. It goes a distance. It's a close game as well. First time they've been challenged in a little while, but
yeah,
good for the team. And thank you again for tuning into WCBN coverage of Michigan softball. We appreciate it and look forward to the game tomorrow. For Akshay Luthra, my name is Lucas Vargas. Leave with a good afternoon and go blue.